Well, we may no longer have to deal with the hassle of getting boarding groups for the brand new e-ticket attraction Rise of the Resistance at both Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida and the Disneyland theme park in California. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring. My name is Scott, and you're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you're new here, subscribe with those bell notifications on. Check us out on Instagram at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. If you want to purchase some official SoCal Exploring merchandise, we have tons of different designs for you guys available on our TeePublic shop. Just click the link down below in the description to purchase some of those official SoCal Exploring t-shirts, stickers, whatever you want. It's all on there. But yeah, so boarding groups are completely eliminated by now. And what do I mean by that? What do you mean by that, SoCal Exploring? Well, let me explain it to you. So Disney actually came out today and officially confirmed that we're going to be using the virtual queue system to now experience Rise of the Resistance. Now, we all know Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom open up to the public today as you guys are watching this, and Disney's Hollywood Studios and Epcot opens up on July 15th, I believe, is the public opening date. They announced that when Hollywood Studios opens up, they're going to use the virtual queue system, which is sort of different, but there's other things that lead me to believe that this is going to be exactly like the boarding group system. So let's go over the details that Disney shared with us. So I'm going to read a couple of things from the Disney Parks blog, and then I'll tell you guys what I think about it, but we'll just go off of reading off the actual blog that they put out. Alright, so first, make sure you have the My Disney Experience app. Once you enter the park, log into your account at one of the distribution times, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 4 p.m. Once you have logged in, select Star Wars Rise of the Resistance virtual queue on the home screen. You will be able to view the current status and next steps for joining the virtual queue. The app, it will indicate when there is no availability for a specific distribution time. Some guests may join backup groups. That sounds awful similar. As long as your My Disney Experience account is linked to park tickets for you and the others in your group, you can enroll everyone in the virtual queue at the same time. In order to give as many guests as possible the opportunity to join the Resistance, each guest can enter the virtual queue no more than once per day. And then they also go on to say, please note that joining the virtual queue does not guarantee the ability to experience Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So I don't know, this seems kind of interesting to me. It sounds a lot like the boarding group system already. However, instead of one distribution time at whenever the park opens, there's 3 different distribution times. So I'm curious to see how this works. I'm curious to see how the virtual queue works. Now, I'll give my honest take on how I think it's going to work right now. Obviously, you're going to have the 3 different times that you'll be able to make a virtual queue for, or boarding group, because that's the way I still see it, for Rise of Resistance, which will serve as a fast pass. Now, I don't know exactly if it's going to tell you the exact time they're going to be coming back, or it's just going to give you a random time just like the boarding group. There has to be some way that you can check the status on when you're going to be actually riding the attraction, because if there's not, then it's just going to kind of make things hectic. And it'll also make things to where you can't really plan your day at all, and that's just unfortunate. There are also backup groups, which they shouldn't have used at the time. It should be a backup virtual queue. That way it doesn't seem like it's still the boarding group system. Now, there are a couple plus sides to this, which we'll get into right now, but the fact that they have a listing called backup groups kind of shows you that they're not gonna have tons and tons of these reservation times. Now, obviously when they first open, it's limited capacity, etc. So we'll just have to see as time rolls on, and we'll see if they implement this virtual queue on Rise of the Resistance even past when COVID's all over, or they just get rid of it, or they even implement it into other Disney World attractions. But let's talk about the positive stuff. One thing that I do like is you don't have to get there right at rope drop, right? Because everyone's so used to getting there right at rope drop. Everyone goes through the hassle of making sure that they're on their phones at 8 or 9 o'clock, and if you get a boarding group, cool. If you don't get one, then that was your last chance right there. You can't have any other chance to get one. But with this new boarding group system, there are 3 different times that you can try and get a virtual queue for the attraction: 10 p.m., 1 or 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m. So you have 3 different opportunities to get it. you can come later in the day and still have your chance at riding the Rise of the Resistance instead of all the boarding groups being gone. I think that's a huge thing, especially for Disneyland, which I'm pretty sure, even though this is for Hollywood Studios strictly, I'm pretty sure that they're going to implement this into Disneyland's when they're going to reopen, whenever they announce they're reopening. I'm pretty sure they'll implement this. I mean, as it was shown early in the quarantine, Disneyland already has a spot on their app for virtual queues, and you can already go in and see that, like, it's already set up for Rise of the Resistance. But I definitely think that this is a better system. I just think that it's still kind of interesting and still a lot like the boarding group system. I don't know. I just like the fact that you have multiple opportunities to try to ride Rise of the Resistance. One thing that is interesting is the fact that it says it does not guarantee that you ride. So how are they going to work that into play? If it's your time and the ride breaks down, are they going to give you another time? I don't know. That's going to be really, really interesting to see. But like, if it's anything like how it is for the boarding group, if it breaks down, they force you to stay in line, and they say if you leave the line, then you can't come back. You don't get a return time to come back because it broke down. You have to wait in line. So are they going to do that same thing for the virtual queue, or are they actually going to give a return time later on in the day, depending on what capacity they're at that current date? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the new system down below in the comments section. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I'm honestly, like, I'm for it, but my either it's going to work or it's not going to work is 50-50, if you guys get what I'm saying. That does it for this video. My name is Scott. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. Positivity is key, but most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.